Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Spirit and Soul podcast. I am your host, Tiffany Cohen, and we're going to really get into something that's beyond important today. And especially in this time of we're in some chaos right now. And it may be personally that you're in chaos as well. I know we just went through back to school and sports starting up again, and then within our lives, number one, I feel like the cosmic energy is a little bit chaotic right now. We're just coming off of a full moon eclipse. We have other eclipses coming up, and it feels, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it, of this energy of just like pure chaos. Additionally, we've got election time, which brings out a lot of conflict energy amongst people. And I'm going to be quite honest that I think that, I know that you know this, that politics bring out the worst in people. And this time right now brings out the worst in people. So I want to get into this because it may be bringing out the worst in you. And is that really your truth? Like, I don't want you to be in a place where you are feeling, like you're constantly on the defense. Like, I don't want that for you. I want you to feel like you have strong boundaries, that you're protecting your energy, and that you're really just connecting back to you, because this outer world is not really our truth, right? Like we can just be an observer. So let's dive in. So, right now, what I want to just say is this, and I started to just say it, and now I just want to go with it. We get so caught up in our lives. I actually just talked about this in our first Shadow and Soul group coaching session yesterday. We get so caught up in the daily things of our lives. We get so caught up in like, who said this? You said that. You're mean. I'm this. You're that. And, expectations, like these expectations that either you have of other people or that other people have of you, that are just, make you not feel good, right? They're not in your highest interest or good. We get so caught up in them. And then we start to create stories in our mind of what people must be saying about us or thinking about us. Or we get, make up these stories in our mind about, oh my God, everything, our entire world, of what's possible for us. And, my goodness, it just goes on and on and on and on. And when we attach to these things, we are not of this world anymore. We're so in the world that we're not attaching ourselves to actually what matters. Like, what matters is how you feel. Like, truly not how you feel in reaction to, but your general state of energy. Like, do you feel good internally? Do you feel good? Are you shining your light bright? That is what I mean by that. Not like, somebody pissed you off and that's how you are, showing up in the world, and it's as this angry state. And I think that, when, especially in this time right now of this political climate and all of these things going on, it really, really can affect your energy. It can really, really affect you and you shining your light bright. And most of the time we are dimming our light so deeply down that you're not showing up for you anymore. Either you're just existing or you're in a place of reaction. And that's not how to live a life. And you can't control everything that's going on around you. Like, I can't control that. I'm not a person that's into politics. Do I have beliefs? Of course I do. Am I going to sit there and watch the news? Am I going to sit there and listen to a conversation about people arguing about politics or trying to talk politics with me? No, I actually will shut the conversation down and be like, I don't follow politics. I can't really comment on that. like, and I'll say things, well, oh, but don't you think? I'm like, I don't know enough about it. That's literally what I say all the time. I don't know enough about it to make a decision. I don't know enough about it to comment on it, even if I do have an opinion on it. My opinion is not going to change anybody else's opinions. It's not going to change their beliefs, because remember, what we always come back to is that everybody has their own truth. Everyone has their own truth. So if I have my own truth and you have your own truth and you're screaming your truth in my face, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to put up a wall to your truth. Like, I don't want to hear you if that's how you're coming at me. I don't want to hear you if you're coming at me in a place of frustration or anger, or of like, listen to me, listen to me. That's not going to make me listen to you. Actually, you know what would make me listen to you? If you said it from like not a place of defense or anger, but maybe if you were just talking and not trying to get me to believe something, right? And just like having a regular conversation where it's not getting heated, or you're not trying to convince me of anything. That maybe, but for me, at the end of the day, if it's politics related, I don't want to hear it, right? That's my boundary. So that's another thing that you have to start setting up, is boundaries, right? And actually backing up a little bit, if you are that person, if like I'm saying this to you and you are saying like, well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with, you're that person. Like, you are that person that's trying to push your belief system on somebody, and that's not okay. Right? Like, so I want you to understand that. I want you to take a good hard look. Like, maybe maybe this episode is not just about you protecting your energy and you not feeling the chaos of the world, but maybe you're contributing to the chaos of the world. And you have to be self-aware enough to say, yeah, that's me. You have to be, right? Like, you have to do that, because at the end of the day, you may think that you're doing good by trying to get somebody to hear you fully, but they're never going to hear you, especially like that. That's it, right? Like, you can speak on something and you can have an opinion on something. And then at the end of the day, you don't have to convince everybody of your beliefs. It has to be enough for you to have your own belief system. It has to be. Okay. Unless you're in politics, unless you're like, that is your job and your profession, that's different. That's the profession that you chose. You chose a profession that is, and really, I don't even want to get into this, but really it's meant to be like, you're meant to be a lighthouse in that profession. And maybe that's what you have to be. Like, I don't ever, ever, ever try to push my belief system on anybody. And we always say at Spirit and Soul, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You just have to be a lighthouse. So that's what you can be with your political beliefs. So please take the step back. If you did say to yourself, well, wait a minute, like, what's wrong with that? You're part of the problem here. Like, and stop trying to push. You're adding to the chaotic energy. You're adding to that energy. And ultimately, because we are all connected and this is all part of, our collective consciousness, you're adding to the chaotic energy that you don't want. Like, you're part of it, and then you're adding to it, and then you're feeling it, and you're feeling it from many other ways because you're creating that reality. So please take the step back and see the difference between being a lighthouse and being a person that's pushing their belief system on someone else. Okay. But this, chaotic energy that we're all feeling, number one way to really start to fight back against it, or to defend yourself against it, is boundaries. Needing to have clear boundaries with and you understanding what those are. Like, you may not even know what your boundaries are. And it may feel like, okay, well, I'm a people pleaser. So like, when somebody's talking politics, I'm going to listen because I feel like I have to. If I try to shut somebody down, then that's mean, or that's like not the way to go. Like, that would be not people pleasing somebody. And I'm going to ask you in this moment to really start to look at your mindset around what other people think of you. Just like I said earlier, when somebody starts talking politics to me, I have my things that I say because it's inevitable. Somebody's going to talk to you about it. And if you don't want to be a part of it, like you may want to be a part of it, and that's okay. But if you don't want to be a part of it and you don't want to be part of that chaotic energy or what it could lead to, then you need to have things in your mind. You need to know what your boundaries are and have things in your mind that you say that pull you away from the conversation or redirect the conversation somewhere else. So like I said, something that I do say is like, I don't know enough about it. And when you say that, you're kind of shutting it down because then it's either the one of two things could happen. It's either then they're going to say, well, let me tell you about it. And then that's when I'll come back and I'll say, I'm honestly not interested in politics, but you know what I really love? I love what you did with whatever, or like give them a compliment and still redirect it back towards the other person, but taking it away from the things that you don't want to talk about. And then if you have to put a hard stop on it, then you do that and just say like, I don't want to talk politics. And like, that's it. That's it. Right. Like I have zero interest in it. And then if you have to get up, you get up. Right. And like you cannot care about what somebody else thinks of you. Like they're trying to push themselves onto you. And you have to be the person that says, no, that's, stepping over my boundary. And you have to hold the boundary. And this is what people do is that they set up these boundaries and then they don't hold them. So it's like, I know what my boundaries are, but I let literally everybody cross them all the time. And that is not what you want to do with a boundary. Like a boundary has to be maintained even when someone is challenging it. But you could do it in as nice a way as possible, right? You can start there and then put a hard stop on it. So what are your boundaries in life? What are your boundaries in this chaotic environment, right? What are the boundaries at work? What are the boundaries at home with your friends, with family members? What are these things so that you maintain a space of personal peace, right? And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a personal peace. The thing is, the outside world can be as chaotic as it wants to be. It is up to you whether you take it on or not. And it just comes down to your choice. And you may think like you don't have a choice, but I'm here to tell you that you do. You have every bit of choice in the matter of how you feel about the world. It does not matter what is going on. It is all about you. You can continue to be a lighthouse. You can continue to be positive. You can feel into and have emotions about things. And then figure out how to move forward in a way that feels really good to you. You can feel the world around you and not take it on. And that's what's beautiful about boundaries, especially energetic boundaries. So are you protecting your energy every single day? That is an energetic boundary. And if you are not, please do yourself and literally everybody around you a favor and protect your energy. Because as much as I may love you, I don't want your energy. I only want mine, unless you're pouring love into the environment around you, unless you're pouring in only goodness and only gratitude and only those higher vibration energies. I don't want your negativity. I don't want your bad day. And that's what you're doing without realizing it, that you're giving away your energy and people don't want it, right? They're trying to deal with their own. They don't need yours. So please do us all a favor and do yourself first and foremost a favor by protecting your energy. How do you do this? Well, there's many, 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 many different ways. We teach a lot of it at Spirit and Soul, but number one is to do a visualization. You can either call in Archangel Michael and his legion of angels, right? You can, and ask him to wrap his wings around you and protect you every single day. You can picture like yourself like zipping up from your toes all the way up around your head, and picture like this giant jacket of protection. You can do things like, I mean, that's like first and foremost. You can put yourself in a bubble. That's another really, really great one. I know that at Spirit and Soul on the on demand, I believe I have, well, number one, the Empowered Empath, which is probably something that if you're listening to this episode and feeling it, you're going to want to download. That's a freebie. that is a freebie. So you can head on over there and go to the free section of the replays, and you can download that and watch it and then feel into, what feels good for you to protect your energy and not feel into the world around you. That's a really great one. And then we do have ones for purchase replays as well, if you want to go even deeper into your, into different energetic protections. So those would be my suggestions. The other one is going to be wear your crystals, right? So crystals maintain a level of energy that you can't. They are a stable energy frequency to our human erratic emotions. And erratic emotions create dips and highs and lows in our energy, and it's never staying the same. So wearing a crystal helps your energy to meet the crystal's energy so that you can begin to stabilize. You can stabilize that energy. And if you're feeling something coming on, that's what I like to do. When I feel something coming on, or I feel like, ooh, I might have let something in that I didn't want, I will actually just like grab my crystals, like either on my arm, or if I'm wearing them around my neck, I will actually grab them and just be like, thank you for protecting me. Thank you for maintaining my energetic protection. And that is a great way to do that, to reinforce, and it's on your body and it's a reminder every single day. So that's definitely one of my favorite things to do. Obviously, like this is why we wear like crystal stacks. This is our thing at Spirit and Soul. And you want to make sure that you're wearing something protective on your energy every single day. Okay. So not only just doing the energetic protection, but also reinforcing it all throughout the day. Because you could do an energetic protection, and remember, you have free will. So you can still allow somebody's energy to affect you, right? Like the angels can protect you all you want, but they have to listen to your free will. So if you're like, I'm going to take this on right now, right? Or like without even realizing it, you're taking on someone else's energy because you feel like you have to, or whatever it is. You can actually reinforce it by wearing something that's going to help to reinforce that energy and remind you, like, wait a second, you know what? I think I did give my energy away a little bit to that person, and I'm going to pull back. I'm going to pull it back right now. And that's your power. Like, empower yourself here. And I want to speak for a moment to my empaths. So, I just want to say this. It's like one of the biggest things that I hear when people walk in the door or at classes. And if you said it, like, it's okay. But I want to remind everyone, that we are all empathic. Every single one of us. That's actually like your gift, right? That is a gift that is given to everyone. Now, there are people that feel a lot more deeply. Yes. And you may feel like it's like, oh, like you're stuck with it. That's why I love the Empowered Empath class so much, because you may feel like you are stuck being an empath. Like that's just how it is. And that's a victim mindset. So I'm going to call you out a little bit there because I see it all the time. And when someone says like, I'm empathic, I'm like, we all are, right? But it is a choice. It is a choice to take on all of the energy around you. You are choosing it every single day. And if you're not protecting your energy and you're not doing all of this, especially if you're like highly empathic, meaning like you really, really feel deeply into everything and the collective energy really, really gets to you, it's on you that you're continuously taking it on. It truly, truly is. Like you have power. You're giving it away to this word empathic. You're giving it away to the collective consciousness and not taking your power back when it comes to your own energy. And my friend, I can't sit around and watch you do that. So please, please stop being the victim. Stop being the victim and saying like, oh, I'm empathic, because we all are, and it's just what you're choosing to do with it. So if you are highly empathic, are you protecting your energy? Chances are, I'm going to say about 90% of the people that tell me that they are empathic are not protecting their energy. Because that's the first question I ask. Are you protecting your energy every day? And they're like, no, sometimes, not really. And I'm like, well, then that's your choice to still sit in that frequency, right? So take your power back immediately and start protecting your energy, start doing the things that clear out your energetic field every single day. We had a girl, one of my, one I just love this person so much. One of my clients, she comes in and she was really feeling it, like really, like her job was really getting to her and she was taking on everybody's energy. And you could just tell like visibly, like how, she was like almost like beaten down by it all. Like it's just toxic work environment, really tough. Life was chaotic. And then, I said, well, like, what are you doing? Right. And she's like, oh, I'm protecting my energy. Okay. But are you like wearing the crystals? Are you reinforcing it? What are you doing? What's your ritual at night? And she didn't have them. So I'm like, okay. And she's super highly empathic. So I'm like, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get a black tourmaline necklace and you're going to wear that black tourmaline necklace every single day. And then at the end of the night, whenever you work, I want you to drink our Spirit and Soul Energy Cleanse tea. Okay. Drink this tea because all of our teas, by the way, side note, all of our teas are all organic, all natural, but they're also they are all created and brought to, like, we do this on purpose because they all vibrate at the frequency of whatever it is that they're calling in. So like we do the research and we know, right, just from experience, what herbs and what fruits and what things create these certain frequencies, what maintains that frequency for you. So in this case, energy cleanse is created to actually cleanse your energy whenever you drink it. You have to intend it, of course. That's part of the intention aspect of it. And so I told her, drink the energy cleanse tea. So the next month that I saw her, she walked in and she was a different person. She's probably listening right now, like, that's me. She was a different person. And this was a group setting. And we like looked at her, we're like, hi. And she's like, oh my God, I feel so much better. Like I've been doing everything. I've been drinking the tea and I've been wearing my black tourmaline every single day. And I feel so different. Like I am not taking on anybody's stuff. And she hasn't ever since. And I'm so, so proud of her. And it was when I say a noticeable shift, like even in her body posture and everything, like she wasn't carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders anymore. She was her own person in her own power. So I want that for you. Like I want that for you. I want you to be the person that maybe is feeling a little bit beat up by the world right now, but then you start doing these things that make you feel empowered, that make you feel really, really good. And then watch what happens, because when you're coming from this empowered place, suddenly your boundaries are a lot easier to keep, which I noticed with the client, right? Her boundaries were easier to keep at work. The way that she showed up at work was different. So this is going to help you. It's only going to help you to have these rituals. So if you are this person, watch the Empowered Empath class. It is free. Okay. Watch that. Then you're going to get, and also you're going to get the energy cleanse tea from Spirit and Soul and get yourself something black tourmaline, something. And I would also suggest a selenite. She knew you have to cleanse that energy every single day, because eventually your crystal is just going to break or just run away from you. That's what happens. Truly, that's what happens. So that's what will happen. So make sure that you're cleansing that energy every single day. So these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ways to start to keep your boundaries, to start to feel good in this world, and to not be a participant in the chaos, to not be participating in it and continuously adding to it, but bringing yourself back. So how do you continue to bring yourself back over and over and over again? And that is 1,000,000%. It's going to be some kind of introspection, whether it's meditation, which I'm always going to suggest. I'm a meditation pusher. Or it's going to be, journaling is going to be a great one. Like, how are you feeling right now? Getting it all out of your body, but finding your inner peace. doing more of the things that bring you peace. Because if you're like me, you're on the go a lot. And if you actually allow this energy, and I'm going to guess that if you are like, feeling all of these things that I'm talking about, you're probably feeling really freaking exhausted, like really exhausted. And I'm not surprised because you're really not giving back to you and you're taking on everybody's stuff. So, how can you give back to you? What makes you feel good? And this is a question. I mean, this is a question that I'm going to put on everyone, but it's going to be different for everybody, right? Like for me, meditation makes me feel great. And also like just like maybe going down by the beach, being by the water. That's my power element. It makes me feel amazing. Putting my like face in the sunlight, like that makes me feel amazing. It's the simple things that make me feel good. A good ritual, oh my goodness, like a good ritual will have me feeling incredible. And what kind of ritual? It does not matter. For me, it does not matter. Like I love to like romance my meditation. So like instead of just if I'm like kind of feeling the weight of the world a little bit, what I'll do is I'll make sure to deepen and romanticize my meditation. So I will grab all the candles, like not just one, because usually I always light Frank's candles, an intention candle, or our spirit and soul candles, either one. So I'll light up one of those, but if I'm deepening it, I'm lighting up every candle. I'm lighting all the things all around the room. Okay. It is a candle lit meditation and I am into it. And then you better believe I've got out all of the, incense and the Palo Santo, and I've got all the crystals around me. I'm like creating a grid and I'm in the middle of it, right? Like I'm creating that crystal grid and I am the one that's in the middle, right? Like I am deepening it so much and making it feel like it's giving back to me in a bigger way than normal. So what could you do that makes you feel amazing, right? Like usually when we're not feeling good, we eat crappy foods and we're like we continue to bring ourselves down, bring ourselves down, bring ourselves down. What could make you feel good, right? Is it working out? Is it eating clean foods? Is it going for walks? Is it playing with your pet? What is it for you? Go do it. Go do more of that. Look at your calendar and create space for it. Say no to something that you probably don't want to go to anyway. Say no to it, cancel, and then go do something for you. Do that. Do more of that so that you can continuously come back to peace. And I'm not talking like crazy, like crazy fun, crazy. I'm of course we always want to have fun, but I'm not talking like partying and things like that. Cause at the end of the day, partying energy is chaotic energy. Okay. So if like, well, this makes me feel really good because it's a lot of fun. That's also chaotic energy. We're saying what makes you feel good, like peacefully. Okay. So I do want to have that little caveat. What brings you peace? What brings you that type of energy, the calmness, the stillness inside? That's what we're looking for. Because at the end of the day, when chaos is going on all around you, you are going to have to find that peace within. You're going to have to find that peace within. So if it's readily available because you practice it every single day, it's going to be so easy to find. It's actually going to present itself when you need it the most. I'll tell you, the other day, I just wasn't feeling like myself. We had the full moon energy. We had the eclipse energy. It was on that day. And it's full moon is in Pisces. So a lot of emotions. And I just felt like everything was just, I don't want to say going wrong, but everything was heavy. Okay. And I meditated that day about 4 times. 4 times. Like my husband called and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Meditating." He's like, "Again?" He's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Not really." That's why I'm meditating a lot. Like I kept finding it within, or I would just sit for a moment and just breathe, like not meditate, but just breathe. And by the end of the day, I felt completely different. There was such a shift, but it took a minute. Like that wasn't a great day for me until it was. And because I didn't add chaos to it, I added things that brought me peace. And that's the way, right? Like that's the way to continuously find your peace. So do more of what brings you peace, create those boundaries for yourself, and don't add to the chaos. Please find your stillness within the chaos. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Spirit and Soul podcast, and we'll see you next time.